Are your kids' fights leaving you feeling like a sports referee instead of a parent? We step in, we try to calm things down, we judge who's in the right and who's in the wrong, and somehow everyone winds up feeling more upset, including us. So, what if the way we're handling those fights might actually be making them worse? And in case you don't know me, I'm Camilla McGill, parenting coach of 20 years and mother of 4. Let's look at how to approach sibling disputes with intention and understanding so that we can stop firefighting and start guiding. I want to talk to you about the role of a coach within sibling fights, because maybe you're uncertain of whether you should step in or out. Here's the truth. When we step in too fast, even with the best intentions, we will often fuel the fire. Kids start focusing on who's right and who's wrong, and they rely on us to fix it. But instead, if we think of ourselves as a coach, not a referee, that means that we're going to guide without judgment, we're going to support them without taking sides, and we're actually going to help them practice problem solving instead of us handing them the solution. Our goal isn't to entirely eliminate conflict, because that really isn't realistic, but it is to help them learn from it, because resolving disagreements is a really great life skill for them to develop. So next, we're going to dive into why sibling fights can actually be beneficial for our children's development. So here's the second point. Sibling fights are a natural learning opportunity. I know that this might sound strange, but honestly, sibling fights really are part of healthy development. They actually teach us crucial life skills. Things like compromise, negotiation, and empathy. In fact, I remember when my 2 sons used to compete over everything. And to be honest, I really realized that I was fueling it. I'd say things like, who can get to the car first? Who can get dressed first? And then, of course, it would just cause a fight between them because one would win, one would lose. So then we started turning these competitions into small opportunities for teamwork. So I'd ask, okay, team, tell me when you're both dressed. Let's see how fast you can tidy up together. If there was a dispute, 2 boys, 1 train track. How can you solve this together? And bit by bit, they began to enjoy working as a team and often just not even getting me involved at all. Still, fights would happen, but, I've got my 4 kids, and yes, of course, fights would happen between them. But I do remember those moments when I changed it from pitting one against the other, who can do this first, to how can you do this as a team? The conflict can teach them how to manage their strong feelings and repair relationships as well. It can help build emotional intelligence, not just frustration. And also, when we understand what's underneath the argument, things like tiredness, jealousy is a huge one, feeling unseen within the family and maybe elsewhere, we can respond in a way that builds connection. But if you'd like a step-by-step way to guide these conversations, check out my great method for teaching kids how to listen and negotiate effectively. There's a free guide, just check it out in the description below. But up next, I'm going to help you explore the surprising emotional dynamics behind our children's behavior. So we're going to be looking at recognizing emotional outlet in fights. How often do we stop to think about really what's behind our children's arguments? Sometimes a fight over a toy isn't actually about the toy. It's about something deeper. Children will often use their siblings as a safe outlet for big emotions. This is the frustration, the jealousy, and even sadness about something else entirely. And of course, it's really hard to hear the shouting and the tears, but it is often a sign that they feel safe enough to let it out at home. So when we acknowledge their feelings without jumping to punishment, we help to validate their experience. We help them to learn to express, not suppress emotion. And that's how small grievances stop turning into big explosion. So in the final segment, I want to talk about how to set firm but loving boundaries that support both individuality and resilience. So segment 4, setting healthy boundaries with love. Look, have you ever found yourself thinking, I don't want to be harsh, but also I can't let them behave like this. This is where boundaries with love come in. So we're going to create a home environment where feelings matter and assertiveness is encouraged. We're going to let our kids express frustration or even anger, even if it's messy. But remember, kindness doesn't mean letting bad behaviors slide. It just means holding thoughtful, consistent boundaries that help our children feel safe. So we might say calmly, I can really see you're angry, and I'm not going to let you hit your sister. We're showing them both empathy and leadership. And as we wrap up, let's look at how you can start using these ideas straight away. Think about the very next time your kids argue. Instead of stepping in to judge it or fix it, take a breath, observe, and coach them through finding their own solution. Notice how they start building these conflict resolution muscles, and with you as their calm guide. Now that you know how to navigate sibling fights with support instead of control, you'll want to bring that same calm to bedtime. Click the on screen and I'm going to show you how.